G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review. And today we're going to be kind of winding the clock back a little bit to year 2002. G.I. Joe was just starting to take off again. We had that little break between 95 and 97 where we had nothing to really speak of. You know, we had the Sergeant Savage line, the G.I. Joe Extreme, and neither of those lines really took off. And if you had watched any of my Sergeant Savage videos, I had mentioned that I really felt that Sergeant Savage would have done better if it was its own brand. Kind of like Sergeant Rock was. I think it's made by Galoob, and that was under DC Comics. So if Sergeant Savage was its own line, still produced by Hasbro, I think it would have done better, but they were still trying to keep G.I. Joe alive, and I don't blame them because it had brought them many, many years of success. So anyway, they were manufacturing Joes like crazy by this time. They were playing around with different sculpting types. If you guys follow Rob on my side of the laundry room, he does a segment called Fistful of Joes where he just reaches into a bin and pulls out a handful of G.I. Joe blindly, and he'll discuss them. Well, each one is obviously different, and each year, especially at the beginning of this new century, of the 21st century, G.I. Joe, they were changing things. They were doing different sculpts. Some had larger shoulder joints, some were still the original sculpting that people of my generation were used to playing with. The O-ring. Some were pseudo O-ring with a newer type of plastic, a little bit taller, about 4 inches or 3.75, you know, 3 3/4, whatever you want to call it. And this is where these guys fall. They're kind of in that pseudo range. So we're going to be looking at the 2002 Mirage and Cobra VIPER 2-pack, which was released by Family Dollar. And there's a Dollar General as well, where they were given a license to carry G.I. Joe as well at a cheaper price. This was $5. Came with 2 Joes and a puzzle. Now, how could you beat that? If I had known in 2002, I definitely would have been there. That was a fabulous price. But at that time, I was still really, really engrossed in Star Wars. I think I had more Star Wars than I have G.I. Joe and horror combined. My former wife loves Star Wars too, so it was kind of a joint collection, and both of us really enjoyed collecting. And of course, our daughter really enjoys Star Wars, and really, who doesn't? You know, my best friend, he likes it, but he never collected the toys. I never saw him with toys, which was kind of interesting. He was more into motorcycles, bicycles, outdoorsy things he could build himself. I don't ever recall seeing him play with toys, ever. I don't even recall seeing toys in his room. BB guns, bows, stuff like that. That was his adventure. And So I guess I'm still very much a kid at heart. He matured a lot quicker than I did, and and that's cool. Everybody's personality is different, and we complement each other in that aspect. He's adventuresome. I'm, more, well, the voice of reason. And just a quick side story. I had mentioned I'm going up to the sand dunes in California. Um, well, we were in his sandrail, and me being so tall, my head stuck out maybe 3 or 4 inches above the roll cage. And I realized that when I sat in there and I put a helmet on. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Dude, my head is above the roll cage." I said, "We're going to be jarring around. I'm banging my head." And I said, "Oh, if we roll, he's just duck down." that was his reasoning behind everything. Is like, you know what? I'm wearing a helmet. And it was a good thing because with riding through the dunes, when you go over a hill, you don't know if it's a rural hill. They had what people call witches' eyes. They're pits in the sand. And what you don't know is the sand is always shifting. You could be there 1 week and, there won't be any dips in one area, and you'll come back and dips will be there because the wind is blowing, and little microscopic movements and platelets and things. So the sand is always shifting. So they get these little, what they call witches' eyes. So you have to be real careful. Well, we were riding at night when we got there, and we hit one of those, and we went airborne and crashed into a creosote bush. My head, bam, right up against the roll cage, and I felt it through the helmet. I'm sure I would have had a concussion if not fractured my skull. We hit that hard. The engine stalled. Good thing he packed a shovel because we had to dig our way out. And I'm just thinking, man, it was freezing out there, blazing hot in the middle of the day, but freezing at night. So I was thinking, oh man, if we're going to be out here all night long, it's going to get cold, and there's no wood really, and creosote bushes don't. So anyway, long story short, we got out of there, got back to camp, blah blah blah. So let's get to G.I. Joe. Sorry for being so verbose. So anyway, yes, these were released to Dollar or Family Dollar for 5 Fazools. It's a 2-pack. I picked these up for a song and a dance a while back on eBay, and I have just been itching to review them. I've been recycling everything around the room just to display and freshen up things. So I have older things in bins, and these were one of them. And so I pulled these out, and as you can tell from the picture, they're still wrapped up. And I wasn't sure if I was wanting to open them. It's like, dang it, they're toys. They need to be opened. So let's do it. No more further ado. I intentionally do this to torture you guys. So let's check this out. So here we go. Alrighty, so here we go. You can see it has a 100-piece puzzle on there. It says Family Dollar, $5 or $5, ages 5 to 10. So we're going to make that 5 to whenever, and I am whenever. Mirage and the Viper, and here on the back. These were the 2 packs available: Duke, Gung Ho, Wetsuit, Snake Eyes, Heavy Duty, Frostbite, Neo, Viper, Cobra Claws, Storm Shadow, Moray, Destro, Cobra Commander. Collect all for the ultimate battle. This is G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose is to defend freedom against and justice against Cobra, an evil organization determined to rule the world. They took out terrorist organization. You remember that from the intro to the Sunbow cartoons? This was 2002, fresh after 9/11. So terrorist was not and is no longer a word that is used for child's play. Determined to rule the world, the G.I. Joe team is made up of experts in different disciplines, and they fight for freedom wherever there's trouble, on land and sea and air, led by Duke, the courageous sergeant. The G.I. Joe team must be ever vigilant to stop the evil plans of Cobra Commander and his forces. G.I. Joe, a real American hero. So let's go ahead and cut the cellophane open. Yes, and the dust is just pouring off. This is really cool. I'm going to keep this as organic as possible so you guys get to share the experience with me. Okay. Cellophane is off. Stiletto fell. Grazed my hand. Fortunately, no cuts. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee. Okay. So it has the puzzle. And this looks like Destro in Destro version 2 and one of his Grenadier vehicles. I can't remember the name of this one. It's a helicopter / tank. Pretty cool. Very nice puzzle. I'm not going to open this. The action figures, though, deserve every bit of being opened. Has this little bit of glue there to hold the puzzle into place, kind of like a rubber cement. So I'm going to take that off the card back. Pull out my stiletto again. Make the incision. The corners are always the toughest. Dang backdrop. I think I'm going to change that instead of using this old installation board. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop these guys out. Oh, that bubble was starting to yellow a little bit. Goes to show you the age of it. Okay, so queso, there you get it. Oh, Spanish joke there. All right, so let's see what we got going here. Nice little backdrop. Looks like someplace in South America, maybe Sierra Gordo, which translates into Fat Sierra. So this is Mirage's file card. Its file name is Bacon Joseph R. Serial number 606 JB824. Military primary specialty rocket fire assault. Secondary military specialty heavy artillery. Birthplace Molson, Washington. He is an E6. Fighting evil Cobra organization calls for powerful weapons and skilled soldiers trained to use them. Mirage is just such a soldier. He's a specialist in weapons from machine guns to tow missile systems, which is a real missile system. Trained to lay down heavy cover fire and launching shoulder-mounted rockets while under heavy attack. He has become an expert in all individual and crew-served missiles as well as anti-armor systems. MIRAGE, in capital letters, advises and trains G.I. Joe teams on what to use and when to use it. He takes particular delight in going up against Cobra Vipers, hence the 2-pack, who have lots of weaponry but don't know the best way to use them. Mirage showed them all the firepower in the world won't beat a team of highly trained soldiers. It's not just knowing how to use the weapons, it's knowing when to use them. And here is the Viper. It says Cobra Vipers are grunts of the Cobra Legions. It is their if it's, I'm sorry, dyslexia is kicking in there. If there's a dirty job that needs doing, these guys are the first in line. They wear multi-layered body armor wrapped around helmets with built-in radio communications gear, carry multi-burst laser pistols, command fire rifles, and grenade launchers. They know that they are looked down upon by the more elite Cobra groups, but that just makes them fight harder. So they can prove, to everyone that plain rottenness just gets the job done, as well as fancy training. They're ready at a moment's notice to cause harm and to do damage anywhere that Cobra Commander sends them. When Mirage from the G.I. Joe team defeated them despite their massive weaponry, they vowed revenge. G.I. Joe, be warned, we have more weapons and more grunts than you could ever hope to have. Okay. So, this is a head-to-head battle. It's kind of a nice little diorama backdrop type. Okay. This insert, pretty cool. Shows the Joes here versus Cobra. Give you guys a good look at all of those. Who knows, in 30 years I could sell this on eBay for $65, given inflation, and collect them all. So this shows you the 2-pack. So it's Duke versus Cobra Commander, Gung Ho, Destro, Snake, Storm Shadow, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety. So I'll just let you guys look at that. Dusty would have been pretty cool. Desert Cobra Claws. Zartan versus Scarlet. That would have been a cool set to have. Nunchuck. Wow. Firefly. The Brawler. Destro's Dominator. That's what it was. Rock Slide. And the Mantis Sub. Which I do have. It's not complete. And I do have the driver for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop these Joes off the tray. We all know what figure stands look like, so I'll spare you that. Since I've already taken up enough of your time. All right. Oh, goodness. Afraid to Yeah, I'd be pretty stiff if I were stuck in that position for 20 years. Crapola crayons. Yeah, look at that. I chipped his shoulder. So this is live, ladies and gentlemen. So after, I'll have to do a repair on him, but look at the colors on him. Nice camo colors. It goes to show you that the plastic does become frail over the years. Same mold as the original Viper. The boots look a little bit different. That might be a bit different on that, but the Viper to me represents Cobra from 1986 right alongside the Bat. I mean, I really loved the Viper, still do, never had him. I mean, I could say that about every G.I. Joe. It's just so hard to differentiate, you know, who is the best. That's like asking me if I had more than one child, who's my favorite child. So he came with a copy of the Baroness's rifle. This is in a matte finish. So the Baroness, from 1983, her rifle, or 84, her rifle is gloss, so not to get it confused, but it's a decent substitute. But if you want the genuine article, you have to get the one that's gloss, and my glasses just fell off my head. He also came with this knife, a little combat knife with a serrated back. Rambo made these very popular. I had one, a little survival knife that had a little butt cap that unscrewed with the compass on it, that had the fishing line and the little cable saw in it. Remember those? Yeah, well, the cable saw I broke with the first use because the heat just destroyed it, you know, the friction. Okay. Well, Mirage is a little easier to move. His plastic isn't as frail, but he's done up with the green. You can see all the nice detail on him, grenades and a bandolier, the different pouches. Looks like he has this futuristic type wiring on him. Here on the back he has number 4, which is kind of interesting. I guess it's not really explained. I'm looking at that insert. No, I thought it'd be like number 4 in a set or something. I'm sorry if that was off screen. I apologize. Black pants, you know, a lot of silver on him. Very futuristic looking. His goggles are glued in place. He has a sweatband. Looks like headgear. These might be some sort of a night vision goggle. There we go, better in focus. Blonde hair, crew cut. Number 4, that is pretty interesting. If anybody knows about number 4, let me know. He comes with this backpack. Looks like it should have had a hose attached to it. I can't remember whose backpack this was. Very futuristic looking backpack. Came with a sniper rifle. Looks like a Starlight scope on this bad boy. Pretty cool, done up in a nice silver. And then came with a copy of Subzero'S rifle. Very nice. This is done in a matte finish as well. But one thing that does bug me with the Viper, outside of the frail plastic, his sigil, his symbol right here isn't done up very bright. But you could actually see somewhat of a symbol here on his belt buckle, which is nice. But their color palettes really complement each other. I love the camo on these guys. That's pretty decent. So this little chip of plastic going to be a very delicate repair, if I can even repair it. If not, I will just have to leave it in the bag with the figure. But be careful with this, guys. It gets brittle over the years. Alrighty, so very cool figures. I really like these guys. It's nice that Hasbro released these at such a cheap price. I mean, it's $2.50 a figure. You get a free puzzle. You know, that was 1980s prices, or even a little bit cheaper than 1980s. But again, a caution: be careful with that Viper if you have him. It could just be a flaw on mine. You know, it could just be the UV rays that come into this house. You know, the punishing sun that beats through these windows. Try to keep them shielded as best I can. So that's why I put everything in bins to get them, you know, recycle them to protect them a little bit. So since I have the stage lights on, I want to show this again. A donation or a jonation from Gazz. He had given me this Alley Viper. Fantastic Alley Viper. It comes with a lot of accessories. I just want to put him with his main accessories, and when I review them, I'll go into that more. These figure stands are actually made by Payne-ted plastic. They are specifically designed for the classified Joes. They are pretty good. They're made of resin, so there is a possibility of them cracking, but I put them through the paces and they are pretty sturdy. So Payne-ted plastic, thank you, buddy. These are fantastic. You did a great job. Whatever formula you're using, stick with it. And also the glow in the dark creature from the Black Lagoon. I was dog tired when I got home and opened this. I didn't pay much attention. This was an Entertainment Earth exclusive. When I looked at it online, I was just bidding on it because I knew it would glow in the dark. And that was it. I didn't pay any attention to the labeling or anything like that. So Vampire was very happy with this. I put it in his coffin, and towards evening I heard a faint "Woo-hoo!" So he loved it, Gazz. So we're going to have to definitely do a review on that pretty soon. Today is my last day off. I hate just having 2 days off. This is the first day it's spent sleeping, and the next day it's getting everything done that I didn't have done. I couldn't get done during the rest of the week. 3 days, 4 days is even better. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody who has made donations and who has supported this channel in various ways. It's really not necessary, but I do greatly appreciate it. It lets me know that, you know, there are really kind people out there, and that people are willing to share and to just share the love. That's why I do giveaways, as well as to share the love of collecting and to help other people build their collections up. And that's for stroke is kicking into. For me, that is the funnest part of collecting, is watching people's eyes light up when they see it, but also gifting things to people and bringing a little joy to their lives. So remember, be kind to everyone. You never know what kind of day somebody's having. And remember, be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. And if you're wondering about the beret, Yes, I made this. I bought the patch online on eBay. I can't find these anymore. The guy that made them, he just stopped making them, unfortunately. So it's a Night Raven beret and the Cobra Air Core. So this is, you know, the Saturday afternoon, sit on your couch eating cereal, watching cartoons, Cobra Air Core, relaxing uniform. So I gotta fix this Viper. So you guys take care, stay safe out there. We'll see you next week for another G.I. Joe toy review. Bye bye.